Kararavindena padaravindam mukharavinde viniveshayantam vatasya patrasya puteshayanam balam mukundam manasasmarami. Who will not know this beautiful verse of Bala Mukundashtakam as presented to us by Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavatpada? He speaks about the Lord's incarnation as a little boy who rests on the banyan leaf. So, the names that will come from now, a group of names, will denote the Lord's association with the banyan leaf in the avataram of Bala Mukunda. He is also called Vatapatrashayi. So, the first Nama here, which is the 301th Nama, 301. So, it says Yugadikrit. What does Yugadikrit mean? Nyagrodha Shayyavatare Yugasyante Apyadim Karoti Iti. Now, during the Pralaya, during the time of deluge, when Markandeya Maharshi was performing penance at the precincts of Naranarayana Parvatam in Badarikashramam in Uttarakhand, the state in north of India, he wished to see and understand how the world would look at the time of dissolution. So he prayed to the Lord, and the Lord appeared in front of him. The Lord did say that if you want to see Pralayam, close your eyes, Markandeya. The moment he closed his eyes and then opened it again, he could see the hills burst. The trees were uprooted and they were pushed by the flowing waters of the rivers. The rivers that were filled got merged with the ocean, and there could be no difference seen between the rivers and the oceans, for they all looked one. Objects floated and later they drowned. It all looked like a large ocean where the banks can never be seen. This was the ocean of deluge. Yugasyante apyadim karoti iti. So the one who appears at the end of the yugas, as if to denote that the sign of deluge, is called as Yugadikrit. The next Nama, Yugavartaha Swadharma Vyavasthaya Kritadi Yuganam Paunaha Punyanena Avataranat. Now, each yuga, let's take for example the Chatur Yuga, Krita, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. It is said that Krita Yuga is amongst the most perfect of the four yugas. Krita in Sanskritam itself means perfect. So, Krita, that is the yuga where dharma is at the peak. Then it loses little steam. It becomes Treta. Further, Dwapara. Further, Kali. So here he says, Swadharma Vyavasthaya Kritadi Yuganam Paunaha Punyena Avataranat. So, for every yuga, during every yuga, he ensures that dharma in its level keeps getting generated and exhibited again and again. So he is called Yuga Vartaha. Next is Naika Mayaha Mugdha Sishurupa Rimita Jagannikarana Niralambanaikoodaka Vatadala Shayanadhyanekatyas Chascharyaha. Now, when there was an ocean of deluge, there was no one but him who survived. There was this little boy. You may be wondering, if he is the one who survived, who's the other one who's seeing him? Markandeya had the vision by the God's grace. So here there was only one leaf of the Vatadala, and on it was sleeping a blue-hued, sapphire stone-like boy with sharp features. And when Markandeya went close, he asked the boy who he was. The boy took the foot, one of the foot in his hand, and started sucking the large finger, the toe. The moment he sucked, he wanted to denote and tell, hey Markandeya, though I may look small to you, the entire world is now in my stomach. Shri Vasudeva Andakotla Kukshi Undi, says the Telugu poet Tyagaraja. So here Naikamayaha means Mugdha Sishurupa Aparimita, the little boy who exhibits such extraordinary characteristics. Jagannigarana Niralambanaikoodaka Vatadala Shayanad Dhyanekanta Ascharyaha. The boy who just sleeps on the Vatadala. In Tamil, the language Tamil, he is called as Alin Ilayai. Ilai means leaf. Alin Ilai means banyan leaf. Alin Ilayai means the one who sleeps on the banyan leaf. So, Alin Ilayai, in a very, very lighter vein, many acharyas have remarked, the entire universe is in him, all is in him, the all is in one, all in one, all in Ilayai. They would say in a lighter vein. So, Naikamayaha, the one who exhibits such extraordinary characteristics by sleeping on the banyan leaf. In fact, there is a compendium in the classical music called as Sri Krishna Leela Tarangini, where the composer Narayana Tirtha, a scholar and a composer par excellence, asks this question: why does the Lord want to suck his finger from the foot? For which he says, it seems devotees go up to him and say, "O Lord, your feet is like lotus, your feet is like jangri, your feet is like jalebi, your feet is like gulab jamun, your feet is like shondesh, your feet is like peda, your feet is like adirasam. So these are all sweets, your feet is as sweet as that." The Lord was a bit confused. Does my foot taste so? Let me suck and taste. And he sucked, it seems. Say Krishna Leela Tarangini's Narayana Tirtha. Similarly, he's Naikamayaha. The next nama is Mahashanaha. Nikhila Jagannigarana Asyeti Mahashanaha. Now, the one who swallowed the entire universe. So when Markandeya went and he asked who you are, he sucked. Later he was not sure who this boy was. He asked again, like how a vacuum cleaner would absorb. The Lord absorbed. So Markandeya went into the Lord's foot pipe, then his stomach. When he went to the stomach, he should have seen some food, right? No. He saw the entire world there. Badarika, Ashramam, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, everything was visible there. So Shrivasudeva Andakotla. So the one, Mahashanaha, who now absorbs the entire universe as his food, is called Mahashanaha. Next, it is Adrishyaha. Atarkya Vrittantaha Adrishayaha. So he says, the one who is beyond our perception of understanding. We will have so many questions. Sir, you say that the entire universe is within his stomach. How was Markandeya outside? You say the entire universe is in stomach. Then where does the ocean of deluge on which the banyan leaf comes? Comes the next question. You say the entire world is in his stomach, but you also say he was sleeping on a banyan leaf. Then why is the banyan leaf out of his stomach? Lot of questions will come. We will also feel the questions are right. There is no doubt. But it says, Atarkya Vrittantaha. You will not be able to get answers to most of these questions because it is beyond our understanding and logical reasoning. So he is called as Adrishayaha. The next nama is Vyaktarupaha. Abhigacchato Markandeyadehe Vyaktarupaha Sugraha Divya Vigraha. So he says, now the one who shows a very effulgent, a very radiant body form, like how he did for Markandeya. Abhigacchato Markandeyadehe Vyaktarupaha Sudivya Vigraha. So he says the external characteristics of the Lord look so attractive, like as ever, in Vatapatrashai, in the form of the boy on the banyan leaf, that everybody will be attracted. So how is Markandeya an exception? The next nama is Sahasrajit. Sahasra Yuga Sankhyam Kalpantam Shayano Jayatiti Sahasrajit. Now he says Sahasra Yuga Sankhyam, for thousands of yugas together, Kalpantam, and then that 1,000 Chaturyugas make the daytime of Brahma, which is one kalpam. Another set of Chaturyugas make the night time of Brahma, which is another kalpam. So he says Sahasra Yuga Sankhyam Kalpantam Shayano Jayatiti Sahasrajit. So he now reclines on the Vatadala to just suggest that he is a Shayano Jayatiti. So this denotes that he is just there for yugas together, for time periods together, which is the 307th nama. The next nama is 308. Anantajit. Paramita sishurupasya api asya kaschit kadachit kathanchidapi mahimavadhi prakarsho nastiti anantajit. Now, though he is small as a little boy, he says, kadachit kathanchidapi mahimavadhi prakarsho nastiti. He is a little boy. See, the mother will understand her child, be the boy or the girl. The mother will be able to understand he is crying because he wants something. The father will be able to understand he wants something. But if, despite being the boy, if one is not able to comprehend the intent of the Lord, the activities of the Lord, and it is beyond our perception, he is called Anantajit. He has won over our very realm of understanding. He has gone beyond, despite being small. So, paramita sishurupasya, even if he is small, api asya kaschit kadachit. So, he is called Anantajit. The next nama is Ishto Vishishtaha. Evam udarena dhrutair mukhyair api aviseshena janayitriva vanchita iti ishtaha avisishtaha. So he is the one who is very unique. He is the one who is very unique, very different from us, but liked by all. So he says, Param evam udarena dhrutair mukhairapi aviseshena janayatriva vanchitaha. So he is liked by all his devotees. So he is called Ishto Visishtaha. The next nama is Sishteshtaha. So what does Sishteshtaha mean? Tatha Panditagraganyam Markandeyadinam Parama Purusharthatvena Ishtaha Sishteshtaha. Even for great scholars, people who have gone through the Jnana Marga, the Bhakti Marga, the Karma Yoga, for those people, for example, Markandeya, Panditagraganyam Markandeyadinam Parama Purusharthatvena Ishtaha Sishteshtaha. So this Ishtaha has to be added here. Ishtaha Visishtaha. Ishtaha Sishteshtaha. Ishto Visishta Sishteshtaha. This is how we say, right? We say Sahasrajit, Anantajit. So when we look at these namas, Yugati Krityuga Varto Naikamayo Mahashanaha Adrushyo Vyakta Rupasya Sahasrajit Anandajit Ishto Visishta Sishteshtaha. Ishto Vishishtaha Sishteshtaha. But when we understand the meaning, Ishto Visishtaha, Ishto Sishteshtaha. So he says, Ishtaha Sishteshtaha. He is loved by great sages of scholastic achievements like Markandeya. Next is Shikhandi. Aparimita pradhrishyam aishwaryam param tejaha Shikhandam asyati shayitamiti shikhandi. Now, he has got the crest jewel, that which is worn at the top. What is that crest jewel? That crest jewel, which is is the one where he cannot be won over by anyone. Not being won over by anyone, indestructible, being a nulli secundus, that is his crest jewel. So the one who has got that attribute as the crest jewel is called as Shikhandi. Next, Nahushaha Tatha Swamayaya Jivan Nahyati Badhanati Iti Nahushaha. Now, through his unique abilities of being quiet, being witness to the little free will that lets the Jivatmas in the Pancha Bhautika Shariram to do their own activities, he notices them. So he says, Tatha Swamayaya Jivan Nahyati Badhanati Iti Nahushaha. He lets that avidya, vasana, ruchi, karma, vasana, ruchi, prakriti sambandham take over the jivatma. And he sees how this jivatma in the shariram is able to go forward, either through bhakti yoga or through the mundane ways where there is only the process of getting birth again and again. So swamayaya jivan, he just ensures how the tirodhana karim viparita jnana jananim, says Bhagavad Ramanuja, how he takes over. So he is called Nahushaha. Nahushaha means who lets how the Maya is going to operate. This Maya is Atyascharya Leela Cheshtita Bhuta Maya. It is that quality of the Lord where he is able to exhibit the greatest of qualities. On the other hand, Maya in the Advaita Siddhanta of Adi Shankaracharya means an entity which is different from Chit and Achit. So that kind of envelopes the Jivatma, at times even Paramatma. There is a slight difference of opinion amongst scholars to understand how the life can be taken ahead. That is a different concept. Here Maya is Swamayaya Jivan. That unique ability of the Lord is Swamayaya, which is the 312th Nama. The next Nama is Vrishaha. Sa evamritopamaya swakantya vacha cha sagarasya udaratana shrantamashvasayan sinchati iti Vrishaha. So, Markandeya was in search of the child. He could see somebody floating atop a leaf and he wanted to get a closer look at the child, at the entity, and understand whether it was a child or what it was doing. So, he started swimming. And as he started swimming in this ocean of deluge, all that he was able to see in front of him was not the child. It was a personification of Amritam. So, sa evamritopamaya swakantya vacha cha sagarasya udaratana shrantamashvasayan sinchati iti Vrishaha.